I'm McEvoy, I'm the Plaid Cymru Assembly candidate for Cardiff West. Well, this is where it all began for me, the old St David's Hospital.
A shocking statistic on the NHS in Wales is that in the first 10 years of a new Labour government, more hospitals have been closed than in the first 10 years of Thatcher's Conservative government. Absolutely shocking.
This is the new St David's, which is a community hospital, but with less services than the old one. There's no accident and emergency, and there's no maternity ward. It was also built under PFI, the Private Finance Initiative.
Under PFI, we pay an expensive mortgage for the building, but when the money is paid off, we still don't own it. It's a complete rip-off. As a father, I want the best possible education for my child. Unfortunately, in Cardiff, all the other parties are talking about closing schools.
This is Cantonian High School. It's one of the schools that was targeted for closure by the Liberal Democrats, one of the 22 schools in Cardiff. It's a successful school, it's improving. And what is shocking about the Lib Dem proposals in Cardiff is that they did not take into account at all class sizes.
If I were elected to the Assembly, I would put forward proposals to change the way schools are funded. We need a new schools funding formula.
This is the playing fields at Cantonian, which the Fib Dems, the Lib Dems, but I think they should be called Fib Dems because of all the lies they tell. They wanted to sell this field off, put housing on you. Shocking. It's Plaid Cymru policy not to sell off school playing fields. They're precious, we need to keep them. The so-called environmentally friendly Lib Dems, or Fib Dems, as they should be called, are actually importing waste into Cardiff, filling up the landfill site here at Lambie Way. And the reason is simple. They make a profit. It's finance driven. This is where the Liberal Democrat Council want to put a new landfill site. Beautiful countryside near residential housing. Absolutely incredible. According to Roger Morgan, global warming could be a good thing for Wales, a sort of a Costa del Cymru with millions of tourists coming here. So they get the floods, famine, melting polar caps and natural disasters. According to Roger Morgan, global warming could be a good thing. Cheers, Rodri. We're in Fairwater Dell at the moment. Now, this used to be such a beautiful place, full of flowers, a great place to come on a Sunday. I used to fish right by there, right in that little pond. Over the years, it just got worse and worse, neglected. There's no vision. We tried to form a friends group, a Friends of the Dell group, back in December, but unfortunately, the council wouldn't let us form the group. They said if we formed the group, they wouldn't cooperate with us. I don't know. What kind of council stops people doing things in their own community? I don't understand. The local councillors refuse to be involved, and there's no vision, there's no interest. So what we need is people in the community getting involved and doing things. I was born and brought up in this area, and you know I can see the way that it's gone downhill over the years. Now what we need are politicians getting elected that actually care about areas like this, care about making a difference. It's one of the things that motivates me to get into politics, to make a difference, to make things better. And it can be done. All you need is a vision, a plan, and some effort to see the plan through and see things come to fruition. For me, that's what politics is all about.
In Cardiff, Plaid Cymru and residents successfully fought Lib Dem proposals that charge people to park outside their own home. I had the idea of calling a local referendum, and 92.5% of residents voted with us to throw the proposals out. The CPZ campaign showed that people power can make a difference.
Well, I'm in the Fairwater pub now, sat with Peter Barker, an old friend of mine, and Peter had some problems with the Fairwater Housing Department, which we were able to sort out eventually. Peter, what was your experience of the Fairwater Housing Department?
Well, you know yourself that the trouble that I had when my son and my wife died was not long after that my wife died. I think it was about 2 months. I had a letter through my letterbox stating that I should vacate the premises. And obviously at that time it was still stressful after losing my son and wife, and didn't know what to do. I was in such a state. Yeah. So obviously I contacted someone who was a friend of yours, as you know, and within 20 minutes he contacted you when you were down to see me. And as far as I'm concerned of the housing situation with Cardiff City Housing, I think there's no compassion there whatsoever. No. They don't look at the basic facts of people's backgrounds and see what's happening. No. That's all they were interested in that time, is writing me that letter and not looking into anything else, but they wanted me out of that flat which I was in.
Yeah. The point I would make is that the letter was actually sent on Christmas Eve. So on Christmas Eve, Peter received a letter basically telling him that he was going to be evicted. Now, what kind of council does that? When it was all going on, Peter, how did you feel?
Well, obviously I was devastated. Like I didn't know where to turn. Where do I get help from? Who do I see? I didn't know this. My mind was so sort of, still concerned about losing my wife and son. Obviously I was confused. But obviously then you came along, yourself, Neil, with the help of Plaid Cymru, and you were the only people who cared, who were there for action, like not talk. Where I believe the other part, it's all paper. They talk, nothing gets done. You were there, straight away. You personally come down, personally organised Plaid Cymru, if it hadn't been for you yourself, I don't know what I would have done. I know I'd have been out.
The key point was that Peter was being wrongly evicted. They were actually misimplementing their policies, and it was only when we had a campaign, the whole community got involved, as Peter said, and in the end we threatened to take the council to court, and that was when they caved in, and Peter was able to keep his flat.
We were later joined by another friend, Tony, who, as well as suffering with his health, was also experiencing problems with his housing. Once again, Plaid Cymru got involved.
Everything's brilliant, and I can't fault you. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and thank you for all you've done for me. And you, Macca. Yeah. All right? Mate. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Not a problem. I thought
I see politics as a way of improving things, a way of making things better. It's so important to be involved. People coming together, working together, can make a difference. Support Plaid Cymru and help us make that difference.